Jayk is marrying my sister. Fun fact about that.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Let's see. Questions for Jayk. Okay. This is a test to see if you know my sister.
Testing. I probably have to say Giannis Antetokounmpo. She loves that man. For a long time, I actually didn't think she liked me as much as she liked him, but I'm convinced now. Her biggest pet peeve is when people leave the microwave open. Her biggest pet peeve of mine is I leave food in the sink all the time, and it makes her so upset. I would probably have to say, okay, this might sound weird, but like love her. Like she just loves everyone so big, which is awesome. Like when I first met her, she just like is so like happy and just loves everything about everyone. Okay, I'd probably have to say like a golden doodle puppy, like but like a mini, like the really like cute ones that like don't really ever grow up, but there's always like that cute stage. There's a lot of things. But I'd probably say sweatpants and hoodies. She loves being comfortable, but mainly Lululemon sweatpants. I feel like it would be like to teleport because she loves to travel. So if she could teleport, she can be in New York like 90% of the time.
Without having to take a plane.
Yeah, without having to be on the worst part, which is the plane. Okay, so we met our very first day of classes at BYU, summer 2019. And it was at FHE. I remember she was sitting with one of her friends, Courtney. And I was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Jake with a Y. What's your name? And she was like, hello? And I was like, yeah, Jake with a Y. That's my name. And she's like, well, I'm Paige. And then I remember I was like, can I sit here? And she's like, yeah, of course. And then we chatted a bit. We played Can Jam later. And then Hunter Thorstenson and Noah were like, hey, like we should go to like the Mona rope swings. That'd be so fun. And Paige was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so fun. And Courtney didn't really want to go. But somehow, now I know Paige, and this is completely out of her element, but she was able to convince Courtney to go on this spontaneous trip, and it was just super fun. That's how I met. She thought I was a weirdo. Or, let's think. I remember she tells me this all the time. She's like, I thought you were just this stuck up kid who's just overconfident, and this another California boy who's spelled his name weird. Our first date was I had come back from my mission and I moved up to Provo in my very first week of Provo. I I was talking to Paige and we went to dinner at Mod Pizza and then we went to the football game, not the football game, the basketball game, but we were all so late. And Brooks and Amanda were all so mad at us because they saved seats for us for like an hour. And we showed up like the last quarter of the game. And I was like, oh wow, this is so hype, but there's so many points already. And then after the game, I remember telling her like very early in the day, I was like, okay, I can't go to bed like before 10 because I just feel like I'm missing out so much. Like I have so much FOMO. And so I was like, okay, you're from Provo. What should we do? And so then I gave her a couple options, and she was like, we could go for a drive in the canyon. I'm like, okay, that'll be hype. I'm down. Like, I don't know where anything is, so like anything's an adventure to me. So we went on a drive. We were just like chatting in the car about like our biggest fears, like funny things, like our dreams, and then like we're driving through Heber, and she's like, oh my gosh, there's snow. We should get out and touch it. And I was like, of course. So we played in the snow, like kind of like the cliche, like I push her down, she pushed me down, I asked for help up, and I pull her down, and like I think that's like where like things clicked. And then after she got really tired, oh we did, we did snow angels, and then I dropped her off because she was super tired. I definitely made the first move. um, yeah, I remember it was like 2 days after our date. It was Monday night, and I remember we were talking in the library. We like talked in the library all day, and then after we went home, and I told her about this experience on my mission where I fell. Like I was in an elevator and I fell, and then she sent me a picture, and we just started Snapchatting, just like laughing. And ended up going over to her house, and we watched Cobra Kai, the karate TV show. It's amazing. And like I held her hands, and then I kissed her same night. I would probably either say her smile or her eyes, because her hair is fake. But I still love your hair, Paige. Don't worry. I don't know. I just think she has like the most beautiful eyes, and she's always smiling, so it makes me so happy.
Okay. Now back. What is her best quality?
Her best quality. One thing I've always loved about her is she's always been like a really hard worker. I remember summer semester at BYU, like I was just chilling, just spending all my money while like Paige was working at the wash, and I was like, that is so cool. And I still would say that's one of my favorite qualities about her is she just is a really hard worker. I did, but she was so mad at me when I did because like the whole like week leading up to it, like we had talked about it. I remember like us sitting on the couch and like she was like, I need to tell you something, and I was like, don't tell me that you love me, and she was like, no, I wasn't gonna say that, like Jake, like I love you to a lot of people, but I don't love you, and I was like, wow, that was bold. And then like we were just watching tons of movies, and every time like anyone said like I love you, she'd look at me, and I'd be like, and then she was really frustrated with me one day, and like that night I was like, I I love you, and she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I love you, Paige. Like, I love everything about you. Like, I love life with you. I love being with you. Like, you make me so happy, and I love you so much. And she was like, okay, I love you too. And she was like, finally, I was so mad at you today. And I was like, sorry. I felt like on my mission, I always heard stories of like people marrying like someone who checked off all the boxes, and I was like, that's so dumb. That never happens. But as like Paige and I like continued to like as we first started dating, I was like, wow, like she's so cool. She's so much fun. Like I can just spend like so much time with her and just like lose track of time, and I don't even care. But like as like time like went on, like I just like continued to like fall for her, I guess. And I don't think it was just like one thing. I just feel like our souls just kind of like clicked, and there's just like so many things that brought us together. But I think it was the way that she was able to like stick with me even when like I was being stubborn or I was like feeling depressed. The way that she was just able to like boost my like boost my happiness levels just by so much, just by like being there talking with me and just like being so patient with me. There's so many reasons. I love her because she loves me more than anything, and I know that she'll always stick by my side. I love her because she wants to be a mom, and she loves babies. She's always so excited. I love her because she makes me so happy. I know that I know that when I marry her, I will have hard days for sure, but I know that we'll be able to get through anything together just because we have like 100% trust with each other. I love her because she is one of the funniest girls I've ever met. I didn't think girls were funny until I started dating her. I love her because she's a nerd with like Harry Potter. She loves to play Guitar Hero, which I love about her. I remember one of our like first times hanging out. She was like, "Oh, one of my favorite games is Super Smash Bros." And I was like, "That is legendary. I love you." I love her because she has a great sense of style, and she's always looking so fresh. I love her because she has a big heart. She has the ability to love everyone except for like a small list of like four people. But she loves everyone so much, and she just will do anything and everything to be with me forever. And so I just love her. She's perfect. I think just her ability to like connect with people and just like love them. Like she literally does that to everyone. She'll meet someone and I'm like, wow, you're just like so comfortable with them already. Um, wait, what was the question?
What's the strength of
Redo that one.
hers?
Redo that one. A strength of hers.
Yeah, what is a strength of Paige's that you admire?
Okay. I gotta think. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, is it still videoing? Dang it. Can this be in the blooper reel?
Paige, he doesn't like any of your strengths.
No, I have so many. I just thought we weren't recording. But I guess we'll just use this one. I really love how organized she is because I do not have that ability to be organized. And just, I don't know, the way she just like makes things work. Like even when like life gets hard, she doesn't just like kind of shut down. She just kind of like finds a way to work around it by making to-do lists.